Yeah. But I don't know. About putting that link up there. I don't know.
Are you on?
Hey, Andy.
Yeah.
Hey, my boy. Yeah. How y'all doing? I was trying to figure it out how to add people up here, and I still ain't got it. I thought I had it figured out, but evidently not. It says for me to invite, and that's what I do. Copy it, it's copied, and then it's supposed to be right up there on the screen, and it's not there. But I don't know. Oh well, we'll figure it out. No big deal. So what's everybody been up to? Mopar, I'm gonna tell you the same thing I told him JB the other night. All I know about pasting is glue. Hey Bubba, how you doing? I don't know how to do all that stuff, man. I'm an old wore-out electrician. I'm not an electronics guru. So I don't know. I don't. I mean, I can click on it and it says, copy it. Okay, I click on copy and it says it's copied, but I don't. Nothing. It says nothing about pasting anywhere. Right click on it, and it's not doing anything for me. Okay, I got my wife here. Maybe she can figure it out. It says invite. Copy. We'll copy.
Okay, it's been copied.
Reload, save, print, cast, search, create, translate, view page source, and inspect. That's my options.
Well, you got where you want it to go to.
Yeah, I don't know. Not a clue. Oh, you want it back?
Yeah, 1 second. Guess on the stream.
Be with y'all just a second, I hope.
This own guests can stream this on their own destinations. No, I don't think that's what you want. Okay.
Hey, Herb, right click it in your comments.
Okay, can you actually, where you would, okay, you've already copied it, so close that, X that out. Okay, can you type a, where would you type a comment over here?
Right there.
Okay, right there. Right click, paste.
Okay. Well, I'll be damn, Herb. Ain't you, Joe? That was too simple. I should have wrote directions because I probably won't be able to do it again. But anyway, yeah, we started painting on Barry's truck today. $25. Charged it to ground, let the rain settle it. We'll go ahead and paint the back of the cab of that K10 we're working on in the front of the bed. So when we put the cab and the bed together, hey Dean, how you doing? Man, she's older than I am. No, Mopar, I'm not going to be an expert soon. I'm 62 years old and I ain't got it by now. I ain't going to get it. Dean will know who that hot chick was in the background.
With the messy hair.
Yeah. So that's young mama in the shop instead of the old man. But we decided we're going to paint the truck like a light metallic blue and a charcoal, two-tone it like Chevrolet done in 84, 85. We painted the back of the cabinet charcoal, and taped it off yesterday, and this morning we painted the blue. And went out there and done the front of the bed. I didn't really like it. Charcoal looked great. Blue, not so much. Kind of looked like Carolina blue, or almost like this blue on my under me over there was that old man in the shop. Kind of like that. It weren't real, not what it was supposed to be. Very little metallic in it. And the charcoal was packed right full of metallic. I said, well, let's cut a couple coats of clear on it and see what it does. And that might make it pop, you know. Not so much. It didn't. We looked at it and let it dry, let the clear dry. And we decided out there a while ago, said, we're going to just paint the truck charcoal gray and be done with it. You know, the two-tone blue, we looked online for probably, I don't know, 3 or 4 hours, and we found DuPont's color code for that color of paint. And Martin Sr. doesn't have a cross reference for it, and PPG didn't have one. So without us having to drive a rock good ways, that's the only 2 brands of automotive paint within an hour or so of us. Napa's 5 minutes, so we're gonna probably stick with the Martin Sr. stuff. But the charcoal, I mean, it laid down pretty and smooth, and the clear really made the metallic pop. But not so much on the, you know, that blue just was almost just like just an enamel, you know. It had no real pop to it at all. Kind of reminded me like some Rust-Oleum in a sense, you know. So yeah, come on up here, buddy.
What's going on?
How you doing, man? You, bro.
Good. See you.
All
Finally
about her.
figured it out, huh?
She did. Between you and her, I just punched a button. She said, "Man, I'm dumber than 2 rocks."
I seen you. You know, you copy it, and then anytime you want to, like in the future, like if some, you know, because the chat will go on and all your comments will scroll up. All you gotta do is go down to your comment section again and right click it and repaste it again. My first lives, I doing the same shit, man. I was like, you know, I'm just like you. I'm old school and computer illiterate. We can build an engine, but we can't run a computer.
yeah, I can build a motor, but I'm a damn I can't play a guitar or a computer.
We'll leave that to the professionals.
That's what I told my brother the other day, man. We were talking about he's a big musician, play about every instrument there is. And I said, you know, man, I can't play a damn radio without getting static. He said, no, but you can sure make a small block Chevrolet sing. Well, yeah, I can do that, but
I'm the same way.
I don't have an ear for music. Yeah, I can play a radio, but it's gonna get some static in it.
How's the weather over there?
What you been up to? 80 degrees today and pretty sunny.
Oh shit! Yeah, we're down to I think it's upper 30s right now and raining here.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, we had a couple nice days of 70-degree weather, and after that it got cold again and turned to shit. I think we had 2 70-degree days Easter weekend, and it's been cold ever since.
Huh? Hey, Mr. Lars, is that normal for y'all this time of year?
No, we should be in upper 50s, 60s by now. Seemed like winter hit late here in Michigan. I mean, the first part of Michigan, we were warm, or winter, we were warm, you know, all through December and in January.
Right.
And then it started getting cold, and we got a shit ton of snow towards the end of the season, which we hardly ever do, but seems like winter's is holding on here in Michigan for a minute.
Huh.
But we'll get there.
Saying it's 60s in Maryland. Yeah. I say Andy, AR420, he's in Western Maryland. He's in the 60s there. Yeah, man, we had a frost shoot 3 or 4 mornings ago. Other than that, it's been in the 70s and 80s, bumping mid
Must be
80s.
nice. Must be nice.
Well, it kind of went from having a fire in the wood heater to turning the damn air conditioner on in the shop, just about.
Yeah, I know. I disconnected my wood
You know.
stove for the season and got it out of the middle of the
Hey, Sean.
disconnected pipe. And I should have
Mhm.
left it hooked up for another couple weeks. I got the boys' car still in the
Yeah.
garage. I got to do a tie rod end on and a brake line, and it's pulling to one side when he hits the brakes. And he drove it all last summer like that, and I've been bitching at him. I said, Tyler, you need to get the brakes fixed on that car, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I told him, well, it's here. It ain't leaving. You know, he's a grown ass man. He's 24 years old. But, I told him, I said, that car not leaving this garage until I know the brakes are right. I told you that when we built the thing and I put the motor in it.
Yeah.
You said you were going to do it and you drove it
Yeah.
all last year. You're street
Yeah,
racing it and all that shit.
Yeah, there ain't no sense in not having good brakes. You know, you can not go fast, but you damn sure need to be.
You got to
Hey,
be able
Sean,
to
how
stop.
you doing? That's right.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I
that's
was
exactly
racing his
right.
front end up, and he has an outer tire rod that's bad too, so I'm changing that out. So got to get his stuff done.
Oh,
That way I
yeah.
can pick the El Camino up. I want to get the El Camino back here and get it ready for the season.
Oh, yeah,
But
you've had it in another guy's shop all winter, haven't you?
yeah, he bought new property around the corner. Tony that owns a transmission shop. He bought property. He's got a big, what is it, a 30 by 40, and he let me store the El Camino over there. That way I get some work done. So,
Well, ain't nothing wrong with that.
no, out of sight, out of
No,
mind. At
really.
least I ain't got to worry about, getting it all banged up. Which it kind of
right.
sucks, when you got
That's
a car
right.
stored somewhere else, you can't tinker with it either. Because that's usually what I'll do. I'll get burned out when I'm working on something else. I'll just switch over to the El Camino. And I didn't get a chance to do that this
Yeah.
See, you just pasted it again. That's cool. You're getting the hang of it now.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a practice run to see if that would work again.
Yep. Once you copy it once in the stream, you should be able to right click it throughout the whole stream and repaste it. That's what they mean by pasting it.
Okay, I'll just have to recopy it. Next
when you go to your
time I come
next
live,
live
I just
stream,
have to recopy it again.
Yep. If you do another live stream in a week or a
Okay.
couple days or whatever, you'll just have to recopy
Yep.
it and then repaste it. I'm surprised nobody in here, said
got-
that to go into the comments and just hit the, right click in the comments and it'll bring it up. But it took me a
Maybe
while to
all of
learn
us are
too.
about the same. Yeah, yeah, I'm just not. Hey, Jason, how we doing, man?
Hey, Jason.
Yeah, but I had a boy come to me yesterday at my grandson's baseball game, and he's wanting me to build him a 383 to put in a 69 Camaro he's got. So I told him, I said, well, there's 2 ways we can do this. I'll sell you the one I got, and I'll build me another one, or I'll build you one. It don't make no difference to me.
Yeah, if he wants the same combo.
Yeah, he does. He wants a streetable 383 hydraulic roller. Something like 450, 500 horsepower. And this one will do that pretty easy.
Oh, yeah. Sounds good.
Yeah, it's for a 10.5 to 1 motor. It's solid.
That's all the El Camino was. When I did that 377, I dropped the compression. I was running 12.5 to 1 on that dart motor I had in there, and this new one, when I built this one, I wanted the compression back down. That way, if I got into a pinch out riding around, I could put some premium in it.
Right.
But yeah, it's only 10.8 to 1 on that.
Yeah.
I think it's a little under compression for the heads that are on it. I think it would actually run better with a smaller chamber head. Because them heads that are actually built, AFR, when they sold me them heads, they said they were for 400 cubic inch or bigger. It's basically like a 421 or a 434.
So
and I told them that I didn't want to buy another set of heads. So I went big the first time, and I just said, well, when I build my 421, I'll already have the heads. So that's still the plan in the future. But,
yeah, Sean there, he's building a 388 now. He built some pretty nasty motors. But yeah, and this boy here's just gonna be a street car. He said he had no desire to go to the drag strip with it, just he wanted to make some noise. I said, hell, a little old 355 with a cam will do that. If you just want to make some noise.
That's it. I told the boy I was thinking about trading him my engine, that 377, and putting it in the Monty and taking his little 355 and putting it in the El Camino, because I'll have the Blazer to drag race with.
Yep.
And now that the El Camino is all done body wise, nice paint job and everything, I still got to do the interior the way I want it, but I want to make it a street car again. I don't want to keep twisting it up.
Oh yeah. Well, that thing, I was sitting there thinking, what's the cam specs on that 377? Andy, that cam, I'd had to dig the paperwork out, but I can tell you this much. At the rocker, and it's got a 175er on it. It's not on the rocker. When I say that's a 175, but that's all I really remember without going back and digging the paperwork out.
You're running a 1.7 rocker on that small block?
A big old camshaft. Yeah. Yep.
Holy shit.
Actually, they're Jessel 1.75s.
Wow. I thought that's what they use on the big blocks.
It is. But these heads flow, man. They're, oh my gosh.
Oh, you're talking about your 18-degree motor over
to touch over through. Yes. On 18-degree motor.
Okay.
Now the 23-degree motor, the 23, it's just 1.5s or 1.6s. I can't remember which I put on it. One of the two, 1.5s or 1.6s.
So what was the
the
377?
What was
the Lipton duration? What was the Lipton duration?
I don't remember the duration at all.
The El Camino
377. I don't remember.
Yeah, the El Camino's got a 600 lift with like a 290 duration. It's got a hell of a duration in it. I can't get shit. I think I got 6 inches of vacuum at idle. Ain't much vacuum.
We never even checked the vacuum on this one, because he said when he built it, he said they weren't going to be enough to even measure.
Yeah, well, that's the problem I run into with trying to get the carburetor straight on the power valve shit. But I'm thinking about deleting the rear power valve this year.
Well, that's what we done. We went completely blocked out power valves, and it's $15.5 to 1, right at 16 to 1. It's got a bunch of compression in it. Oh yeah, it ain't no play toy. I mean, it's a NHRA competition eliminator motor is what it was.
I wish I saved them cup heads and sold, or hooked you up with them. And after I told the guy that I couldn't get them fixed around here, he wouldn't get rid of them. He's like, well, if you can't get them fixed, I'm just, I'm the type of guy just throw them in the garbage. I'm like, well, no, I still buy them. He's like, I don't feel comfortable selling them to you.
Well, the pictures that you sent me of those heads, I took right straight to my buddy down there that builds builders and builds intakes and all that junk. I showed him the pictures, and he said, man, I'll cut that head right now. That ain't no problem.
Wow.
I said, well, let me ask you this. What kind of money are we talking to fix the heads? He said, new valve seats, guides, rebuild the combustion chamber. He never charged over $1,000 to do any of that.
Oh,
he said, so it would be less than $1,000.
And you're talking about a fucking $4,000 set of heads.
Yeah. Well, they're almost the exact same head I have on the 377.
Yeah, they were a bad boy. That son of a bitch would spin 8,500.
Yeah. Well, that one of mine turns between 10.2 and 10.5 going through the quarter. And 8th mile, I would leave the starting line at 6,000, shift it at 8,500, and go through the lights at 8,500 and 8th mile. you know, and this thing will run 902, 901 in the quarter at 148 is what it run. That was in a 2,800 pound car.
Oh yeah.
You know, but 590s, 580s, and the 8s, depending on how hard I left with it and how good the air was and the track was, you know, all that, all that stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, I can't wait to get that Blazer out the first time and see what we're gonna do with that.
That little thing gonna be a handful. But
yeah,
if it's set up right, it won't be.
What's that?
If it's set up right, you can drive like you're El Camino.
Oh yeah. I mean, I had 4-link cars before, but nothing that short of wheelbase. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I had a 70 Nova that was all tubbed out and 4-linked and shit, and but I never adjusted it. You know what I mean? Never got the tape out and adjusted the bar angles or nothing like that. It just worked when I bought the chair.
Yeah.
But this being a new build, you know what I mean? It's going to have to get, the first setup's going to be kind of hairy, I guess. I mean, until you let off the button and figure out what it's going to do. And with it being that short a wheelbase, some people say I'm stupid for, taking that 3.5 inches back out of the front and putting it back to stock location. No. I was like,
it looks so much better that way.
Oh yeah.
If you had the stretched front fenders, to go with it, then it'd been fine.
Yeah, then like you said, with the stretch fenders, then you got to get the hood, you got to get the the cowling up there. That was it was easier to cut the thing back off and then just move it back to 3.5 inches and be done with it.
That's right. Yeah, Andy, that Camaro of mine run, I had like low 120s, 60-foot times on the rear wheels. I hardly ever got a 60-foot time on the front with the front wheels. It would pick the wheels up, and with the wheelie bar on it would pick them up about 8 to 10 inches right at a foot and carry them right at 100 foot. But you just had to make sure you were lined up straight when you left with it. But hey, Auto Salvage, how you doing? I ain't even seen you in there.
Auto Salvage Outlaws.
But man, that's been 10, 12 years ago, bracket racing. And it's got so daggum expensive now. If I was going to do it, I'd want to race on Saturday night and Sunday, 2 different tracks. And if you ain't winning, you ain't racing. It's too daggum expensive.
For a 55-gallon drum of 110 here, I've been looking into that, the VP Racing, because they quit selling it at the pumps. $600 for 55 gallons, And if you think about it, how much are you 1 gallon or 1 drum gonna last you all season? I mean, depending on how much you race.
Yeah. But, I mean, that's the way I used to buy it. We used to buy it as a place about an hour away from us that was close to a bunch of round tracks. And that guy sold 55-gallon drums of 108, 110, 12, 14, 16, whatever you wanted, he had it. And it seemed like a 55-gallon drum of 116 was $300, $200 and some dollars. So that weren't bad,
Well, back then.
No. And then you were racing. So, you won a little money. I mean, a lot of Saturday nights I come home more than I left with, but going fast bracket racing is not the way to go. It's not. I won
back
more
in the
money.
day, late 80s, early 90s, when I was in the heat of it, every fucking night after work, I was out, we were doing a lot of shit on the street, out on Barth Road, and we'd bet $25 and a case of beer, something like that, and back then, in the late 80s, early 90s, if you had a 10-second car, you were a fucking badass.
Oh, yeah.
And nowadays, 10-second people thinking, 10 seconds ain't shit no more. They go junkyard engine.
That's right. Well,
cost of living went up so much, you know what I mean?
A
To take a
5 or a
regular
6 second.
355, like in the Boys Money or something, to make that into a 10-second car, you're still, you're looking at 10 grand,
Yeah.
to build a 10-second engine. And that's Chevy.
Yeah.
That ain't counting Ford or Mopar.
Damn, Hubie's sitting there saying a 5-gallon pail of 110 where he's at $100.
Yeah, if I go fill up two of my 5-gallon cans, I can get 10 gallons of 110, and I think it's called that. I don't. It's a purple fuel. I don't like it, but that's the only place that sells it. It's BP Racing Fuel, not VP, but it's BP. But it's a
Never
purple
heard
instead
of
of
it.
the blue. Yeah, the BP gas stations up here, they sell it at the pump, and I can get 10 gallons, and it costs me like $78 for 10 gallons of it. But I did a video of when I changed jets in my carburetor. I left a little bit in a little plastic container, and over a week, it evaporated and turned to a fucking gel. So, what's it?
Really?
Yeah, it turned to a gel. And you know how, like, if you dump a little bit of racing fuel on your garage floor and you light it, how it evaporates immediately?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You spill a little bit on your floor and then it's gone. This one here, it leaves like
a 55-gallon. Yeah, okay. And Sean says he's getting 116 for $5.75 a barrel.
Oh, wow.
He's in Ohio.
Yeah, he's close to me then. I mean,
I know Randy, my buddy there, he races a car eliminator. And the gas he runs in that little small block is, octane on it, but it's $6 a gallon now. It just can't hardly afford to run the thing,
Yeah, we're paying like $8 at the pump here. It's like $8.90 a gallon or something like that for that 110 BP shit. But I don't like it. Like I said, I dumped a little bit on my garage floor and it didn't evaporate right away, and it left like an oil stain on my floor. Which that blue VP, that's all I've ever run was BP. The blue shit, the 110. Back in the day, I used to run airport fuel. Airplane gas, 100 octane. Yep, avgas. That was cheap. And the car ran good on it too, and that was with 12.5 to 1 compression. I never heard it, didn't detonate, didn't see no signs on the plugs or anything like that. So Hubie says that's 110 VP. That's $5.75 for VP. That's what he's saying. Hubie's. I gotta scroll.
John said he gets 116 for $5.75, 55-gallon drums. He didn't say what brand it is.
And then
what brand is that you're getting, Sean? And Hubie's running VP
110, yeah.
VP 110.
That's what I was saying. I was kind of confused because he said 116 for $5.75 up there now. So what, Hubie's? What's 55-gallon drum of 110 of the VP around your area? Do you know, or? Yeah, because I didn't think $600 that ain't too bad. I mean, if you figure it out from going to the pump, and you're spending,
Sean says it's VP. That's a good buy on VP for this time high as gas is now.
Hell yeah. And I'm sure as the prices go up on regular fuel and, because we run E85 in the Tahoe and fuck, that's even up to $3.06 a gallon. And I was only used to paying
we don't even have E85 within an hour and a half of us.
Wow.
Yeah,
there's only two shops or two gas stations, Myers gas station and the one Speedway here in my area that sells it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. He said he's never bought it. So you paid $100 for 5 gallons of 110. That's what you're saying, Hubie? Wow. That's he probably got that racing can too, because around here they got a little metal cage that they sell in 5-gallon pails.
Uh-huh.
And these fuckers are like $85, $90 for 5 gallons, but it comes in a metal VP racing can. That's probably what it is.
Well, they can keep them can.
That's what I said. I got three or four of them fuckers in my garage. I don't want another can. I want the gas. Yeah, he says, yeah. Hey, Terry, what's happening? Wow. Said he put 87 octane in his Mustang. It went faster. I can tell a difference on better fuel in the El Camino. Sean says they go through 55 gallons in 2 weekends. Wow. That's some serious shit there. Froze up, Mark.
We must be having some technical difficulties or something.
Yeah, you froze up there for a minute. Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Yeah, we go through 55 gallons every 2 weekends. Good God, Sean.
That's what I said. Holy shit.
And then boys around drive racing. That won't get in your pocket quick. In California, they won't put it in your own can. You got to buy their can. Yeah, I'm sure it does, Sean. That thing makes a bunch of power, too.
You got a mountain motor, huh?
It's a 4-mile, a big small block. I think he's running a small block. I'm pretty sure he is.
Something never happens to that big block in that Blazer. I'm going back. I'll never build another one. I'll go back to my small block routes. I love RPM.
Yeah, I've never messed with big blocks enough to know much about them. You know, and they're expensive.
I didn't think they were going to be that bad till I started getting into the build. I'm like, holy fuck, nickel and diamond me to death. You know, them fucking valve covers that are on that Blazer. I looked them up. A set of valve covers for a big block Chevy, them cast aluminum Chevy Racing, $800. Nuts.
Yeah. Good God Almighty. There's Sean said he run a 450-inch small block Chevrolet, 915 horsepower. That's a nasty.
Yeah, it is. I thought he must have did. I know they came up with a 454 small block Chevy.
Cody, I have no idea other than go to Kinston and get it. Jeff Burkett's got it in Kinston, but other than that, that's the only ones I know anywhere around to get any race gas. Yeah, auto salvage, that's what you need. You need Sean's motor in that thing. And it would fly in.
He seems like a pretty diehard Ford fan, though. I can't see him putting a small block Chevy in that.
Yeah. Yeah, he was talking that junk the other day about putting the LS in there. He was trying to fool himself, but he sure weren't fooling nobody else.
That thing's going to end up with a 460 in it.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, he was
saying
running a 301-inch motor. That thing. That's a high one.
my sister's husband had a 72 Trino, and he put one of the 351Ms in it with a nice cam and a decent set of heads, and that fucking thing ran good. And that was a heavy car.
Yeah. Now I thought about putting a turbo. You thought I don't believe that mess no more.
We were born at night, but not last night. That'd be like my buddy Roy putting an LS
Exactly.
in that 71 Challenger.
Exactly. He's on the Chevrolet if he was going to do all that. But I don't know. Yeah, Herb, you have any idea when you're gonna get your motor together?
No, I got some shit going on right now, Mark. I don't want to bring up on live stream, but
Okay.
maybe I'll give you a call and talk to you or something.
Okay. Well, I hope everything works out.
Yeah, let's just say I didn't get very good news from the doctors. That's all I'm gonna
Well, I
say.
hear that.
I'm going through some shit right now, so.
Yeah, I bet.
But yeah,
I bet.
everything's on hold for a minute.
Okay.
But I'll give you a call. I got your number, man. We've talked before.
Yeah. Yep, not a problem. That's why I kind of wanted to get started on that little S10 I got. Man, I got parts to put it together. I just ain't done it.
Well, basically, I'm
Yeah.
waiting on
Then
getting
do
the
something
truck-
else.
I'm basically waiting on getting the headers built. But you know that's $1,200. You know, $1,000 to $1,200, which I could do, but I'm just waiting. You know what I mean? I got some shit I got to work out.
Right. Sean, I'm with you, buddy. I'm old school. The LS is all right, but that's not. I may grow into it, but no time soon, I don't think.
We can't even work a computer on our laptops, let alone tune an engine with one.
Exactly. Exactly. I've looked and looked, and I ain't seen nowhere to put a screwdriver on this thing yet. Yeah, they're fast, but got no soul. I'm with you, Hubie. They make good power. They do. I just don't like the way they sound. You know, I just don't like them.
The old tractor sound.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. They just don't sound good to me. But you know,
And I've seen people, you know, that are getting these LS engines from the junkyards, other, you know, YouTube channels, and they're putting them in there, and they're blowing them up, you know, like, you know, half season or whatever.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if it's due to tuning issues or what, but
I don't know if they just thinking they're buying them so cheap they don't care and they're sending them to the moon. You know,
what was that
I don't
DNR
know.
Auto, that YouTube channel, DNR Auto? He don't have very good luck with them at all.
Yeah.
I think he's went through 4 or 5.
Daggum John Dock, you know, they've gone through a bunch of them. You know, but I don't know.
Even
I don't
Cletus
know nothing about
McFarland went to the
turbos.
big block Chevy. You know, in that El Camino, he got rid of the LS and he went with a big block Chevy, that Steve Morris big block Chevy now. So
Yeah.
he kind of steered away from an LS, you know what I mean?
All right.
Yep, that's right. That's right. I mean,
I guess
you
it's like
could go
any other
buy-
engine. You know? I mean, if you spend the money on the parts like the crank, rods, pistons, you know, you get a good Cali's crank, you know, a Comp Star crank in there and good rods, it'll handle it. But I think a lot of it, you know, with
That's right. That's right.
people that are blowing them up, you know, is from the tuning. They're sensitive.
Yeah, I think a lot of boys are really pushing the envelope on them. You know, I'm hearing some of these guys, oh man, 45 and 50 pounds of boost on them. I just don't see how that can live long.
Well, I heard that the castings, even on the block, you know, the castings are not even as thick as the old school Chevy, you know, small block Chevys and shit.
Oh, really?
So Yeah, they're if there's any mistuning or whatever, I mean, that they're breaking blocks too, not just
Uh-huh.
bending. I mean, they have a problem for bending rods very easily. Shit, I've had old small block Chevys, with stock bottom ends and spinning them 7,000 RPM and not bending rods.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Lord knows how many 355s I've had that just had stock rods and a cast crank in it, and turn it $7,000 every Saturday night.
That's right.
The recent found a guy with LS in a mail truck. You did launching of LL in a mail truck. I bet that would be a handful.
Well,
Little
fuck
short
that,
wheelbase thing.
That's what I'm saying. I thought my Blazer had a short wheelbase. Now we're really getting into it.
Yeah. Yeah. I bet that would be wild.
What do you think the smallest wheelbase they came out with, Mark, is? You think I know the Fox bodies, but what about, you remember them old Monza Spiders?
Yeah.
Or the Vega? Yeah. The Vega, that was a short wheelbase.
That's where I was thinking, the Vega, maybe the Vega or the Chevette.
Chevette, yep. I'm probably sure the Chevette would probably have a shorter wheelbase than the Vega.
Probably.
You ever watch them wheelie contests?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. All right, Andy. I'll see you later, buddy. Yeah, I like to watch them.
I think the Chevette actually won that.
Yeah, them boys with the Chevettes and Gremlins. That's the only thing I seen that ever saw a Gremlin was good for was doing wheel stands.
Well, fuck you. That one Gremlin flipped right over onto its roof. That guy was from Michigan.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he had a small
and they
block
go out
Chevy.
there and do that.
Yeah, he had a small block
Chevy. They go
Chevy
out there to mama.
Boop, right over onto its roof. Yeah, the Ford. I think the short one for a Ford would be like a Pinto.
Yeah, probably so. That little boy I used to race with, man, he took one of them Ford Escorts, little car, and tubbed that thing and narrowed it and put a 460 in it. And he just about sit in the middle of the car. I mean, it's so damn big and that car's so little. But that was an ill handling thing.
Yeah. Yeah, Hubie says that guy runs the Brian Wheelstand contest. Yep, yep.
Uh-huh. Yep. Sean, I bet that was a handful too.
I had a Monza with a built 350 in it, but not no 406. Hey, Rich, what's happening?
Sean, now he's a 400 man. He loves a 400.
I know I should have kept them. I had two of them last year. I should have kept them, but I was worried about the one.
Yeah, on TLC Bears Live, we called Sean Mr. 400. He loved them so good.
They make power.
Yeah. But, yeah, Sean, I think she loves them. I don't think he likes them so good anymore. But, you can take a 355 or 358 and make just as much power as that 400 will make, and it'll live longer than the 400 will. I don't know, the 400, the geometry is just not that. There's Sean back. 400 are junk.
I know they're, with the bores the way they are in the cooling, they run warmer.
Yeah.
Versus,
and that may be, yeah, that might be where a lot of the issues are beginning, excessive heat. I don't know. 305 for the win, Cody says.
Hubie says that,
boy, you crazy.
He thinks that guy goes on his lid every year. I think he's right. Yeah, that guy's from Michigan. He's from my hometown of Port Huron, and that's got that gremlin.
Was he just beat it back out and go again with it?
I think he actually had to, it's fully caged, obviously. So, there was, I think, a couple of them
Yeah.
that pretty much just kept running it. But I don't know if you guys ever watched that one where that G-Body Cutlass did that wheelie so long and then it ended up on the wall and then did barrel rolls over the wall.
Yeah.
That was a pretty bad crash. He's a multi-winner at the that Brian wheel stand contest too. Because not only go for the height, they also go for the distance. And he did a quarter mile, and he's going 100 something mile an hour on his back wheels, and then he hits the wall and then just barrel rolls. Man, I was like, holy shit! See, Sean, that's what I was having trouble with. Then I built a 400, and as soon as we fired it up, it milkshaked it. And I couldn't find out, it only had like 30-something thousand. It come out of a motorhome. And come to find out, it was the head studs leaking. I put cheap head studs in it instead of ARPs, and they were leaking. And that's what was milkshaking the oil. But I was like, man, Jesus Christ, you put all that money into it. Is it really cracked? You know what I mean? So I just ended up selling it.
That's right.
And then I kept the bottom end out of the one and sold it.
Yeah, I've got a couple 400 blocks, but I just ain't make effort to do anything with them. Sean back got me talking with them. But I don't know. I've got one that's bored 60 over, and I'm about scared of it.
Was that a 485 bore?
Yeah, I think that's right. 4125.
Yeah, because they come stock 4125.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, it'd be 4185.
Yeah, that's living on the edge there.
So but that's when I dropped on it. That's what he said. That's what he cleared. So you do what he had to do, but he said
she was on her last life.
Run it, but yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. Hey, Hippie, how you doing, man? So I don't know.
A lot of these guys are running 400 seriously. They fill them. They fill the blocks.
Yeah, that or they're running aftermarket blocks. That.
What do you think of that Dart? What do you think of that Dart, the SHP block? A lot of people are kind of dissing when I bring it up. When I was going to build my 421, that's what I was going to go with, was an SP or the SHP block. And they said that they're not that good of a block. I know they're not as good as the little M's, but look at the price difference from a little M, a little M Dart block versus the SHP.
That's what I was going to ask you. Where does it rate at with the little M block?
Shit, you can put little M blocks. You can, for thickness and everything. I mean, that's the way to go.
So that block you're talking about was just a little wiggle better than stock.
Yeah, basically, but it still has the priority main oiling and all that bullshit. So it's got the billet splayed main caps. So I mean, they want $1,000 to take to put splayed caps into a stock 400 or a small block Chevy. You're looking at $1,000 to get it machined to put good billet main caps on. So even Sean said 60 over 400. Wow.
Yeah, Sean, those SHP blocks are fine.
I thought so too, but I bring it up on one of my lives that I did. And when I was talking about building that 421, and they said that I was crazy, don't go that route. Just spend the extra money for the the little M block. And I'm like, I will if you want to donate the money.
Sean, how much lighter is that all on them over the cast block? Because I bet that's a substantial difference in weight.
Well, I
That
know
would
there's
be,
sleeves. The sleeves are thicker.
uh-huh. Well, I guess like on those aluminum blocks, I guess they got bronze lifter bores in them.
Yeah.
I would think they would.
Yeah, they would pretty much have to.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have to. I don't know. I know Randy and them got down there, and I don't know the reason for it, but them small blocks that they're building now, they're boring their lifter bores out and putting big block lifters in them.
Well, a lot of times too, that depending on what block you get, they got the camshafts are for the big block Chevys, the cores.
Yeah, right.
They don't,
right.
So that's when when you get one of them blocks. I don't know if you watched Turbo John at all, but he went to that aluminum block this year, and he had hell of a trouble at first.
Yeah.
He said he'd rather go back to his old cast iron block, because he ran a 377 too, or no, his would only have a 360 something.
364.
Yeah, small block Chevy, and that thing was a monster.
So
he's like me. He's like me. I'd rather have the short stroke and big bore.
Yeah.
Sean said he did a 422 small block Chevy with SHP block and made 705. Hell yeah.
Been shabby about that.
No.
No. A whole lot difference. And
see, we got a bunch of small block Chevy guys in here.
They had a little M block. Yeah.
Them little M blocks, so they're
we done made an ASO hush. He ain't said nothing. No.
Them SHP blocks, you can bore them over 185, and we're saying that the max bore on a SHP block is only 185, which even when you start cutting sleeves, because you remember when I got them 18-degree heads, them Chevy cup heads. I bought that dart block too, and I was going to have all new 8 sleeves put in it, even though it only needed 2 sleeves. And he told me $1,000 to put the sleeves in it, which I told him I don't care, do it. You know what I mean? I wanted that block back, because it was a little, and never got into the cam tunnel, so it wasn't leaking water when he blew it up. It broke a rod and crushed the head, and the rod came around and got the 2 cylinders. The bottom of the sleeves broke off. And I told him, I said, well, I don't want to replace just the 2 sleeves. I want to do the 8. And again, that machine shop told me it wasn't worth it. So I ended up selling the block, and I gave the heads back. And I think that whole deal could have been fixed.
Huh.
Like you.
Yeah. Randy said, man, fix that, no problem. They said it's really not. He said he had fixed a bunch of them. So that was going to be a deal at work.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. Well, I agree with that, Sean. You go ahead and match it out right to start. You're screwed. That my 377. That's why what it is, a standard bore. It's a bow tie block, but it's a standard bore for 125. He said that way, if we ever lose a piston or rod or valve, whatever, we can always go in there and, clean it up. Riff raff.
Is that 0 Dex 2 mark?
Pontiac 400. I don't know nothing about them. I can't. Yeah. It's aluminum rod motor. It's Callie's crank. it's a nice piece, you know. It's all Jessel belt drive stuff and all that good bit.
Yeah, it's a
It
nice
worked
piece.
out. He needed a house wired, and I needed a motor built. So I wired a house for him. He built me a motor. That's worked. You know, it had a set of dart heads that were CNC. Okay. I had never had but one set of dart heads. I like them all right.
I tell you what, the little Eldebrock E Street head
So
that we
far,
put on
it's
the
that
first
I
car surprised the shit out of me.
Uh-huh.
You know, for a budget set of aluminum heads, you know what I mean? That car ran 1260s, you know, with that little mild combination in it, man. I was just amazed. I thought it was going to be a high 12, 13.0, you know, and right off the trailer, it bust off of, I think it was a 1280, and then it just got faster, and finally he tapped out around the 1260. I think it was his best run, 1261. But his mile an hour was good. He got up to, he was doing 109, and that combination, the camshaft is so small in that car. That's only a 488. I think that with a 232 duration or some shit like that, just a baby cam. And it surprised the shit out of me for, a 10.5 to 1, 355. So I knew the combination out back was right with the gearing and the converter, So
yeah, and that can be a daily driver, that money.
Oh yeah. Shit. When we took it out, I mean, he could drive 55 miles an hour at 2,500 RPM. Hippie, them got the 205 valves in them, the 205 Iron Eagles. The intake valve, 16205. I had the Iron Eagles that were the 205s, and they were a pretty good head for cast head.
Yeah, them I got are 202s.
A set of Dart Iron Eagles.
Yeah. Yeah, they're Dart Iron Eagle 200. I think is what they are. Angle
202
plug.
180.
202 16s. Okay.
Boy, they're all over the place. They must have made them all three sizes because mine were a 205 intake valve.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then Hippie's got a set of 202s, and Sean just said that he had a set of 208 160s.
Huh.
See, my AFR's got the 210 intake valve, but it's only got a 157 exhaust.
Uh-huh.
Because obviously the bigger the intake valve goes, you're going to have a smaller exhaust.
Hubie, so you like those 6.2 Vortec heads?
Vortec heads are pretty good. It's you just got to cut the valve spring area, the pocket down, or the nut, the guide. They don't give you much room for a lift in them heads.
No, you got to use them old honeycomb, beehive valve springs. I don't like that mess.
Well, actually, they sell a tool
I
too
cut
that'll
them.
go on the end of the drill, and it'll cut the top of that
Yep.
seat down.
I got them. I done a set of 062 Vortex. Set cut the
Now,
studs down.
are all the Vortex reverse flow too? Because I know some of them have the reverse water flow, but I guess it wouldn't matter, would it?
I don't think so.
And that's just the water pump that's going to be the reverse flow, like in the old, the OBS pickup trucks. I guess it doesn't matter in your head which way the water flows, just what kind of water pump you're running.
Yeah.
I kind of
That's
caught
the way
that
all
one
the
myself.
pumpers
Dumbass.
Huh. Yeah, the Vortex heads I cut the bosses down for the studs so I can put screw-in studs in it and tapped them, done all that, and then cut the valve guides down, and so take regular seals and the spring pockets so I can put 1.25-inch spring in them now.
Have you ever drilled and pinned a set of old Camelback heads, Mark?
Oh yeah.
That's that back in the day. That's instead you didn't have the money to take into a machine shop or the technology, the tools to drill and tap them. We just drilled and pinned them.
Yep, so I got a set of man, I forget what them heads are. They're 993s or 933s, something like that heads. That had been pinned. Guy brought them up here to me the other week. Wonder if I wanted them. Yeah, I'll take them.
Hell yeah!
And he was gonna haul them to the landfill. And they had just had a valve job done on them. Brand new valves in them. The seats are new, look great. The guides were tight. And I got to looking. I said, man, them damn studs have been pinned. I ain't seen that in 20 years, I don't reckon.
That's all we used to do back in the day, late 80s, early 90s.
Yep.
The Camelback heads.
I got a set of double hump heads up there.
I haven't seen, even at the swap meets, I haven't came across a good set of them old Camelback heads, the 202s that came on the old Camaros and Vets and shit. I mean, I used to buy them things up. Every time I see them, I'd buy them up just and I got rid of them. People need a set of heads. I'd make them a deal on them, what have you. But, man, I'm about to go back to that shit again because they're getting harder and harder to find.
They are. A guy called me the other night or texted me and wondered if I wanted a set of double hump heads, pre-69, because they had no accessory holes on them. Said he come off a 68 Chevelle Super Sport, and the guy was putting aluminum heads on it, and he told him, dunk them, do whatever you want to do with them. He said, I just had new valve guides put in them, new valves, and decided he didn't want to use them. I said, well, what do you want for them? He said, $200. He said, the man give them to me, I'll take $200 for them.
Sold.
I said, sold. I'll use them on something.
Even if you don't, they're a good piece to have on the shelf in case you do need them.
Yeah, and I've got one set out there that come on a 66, 67, 327. And the guy wrung an exhaust manifold bolt off and tried to drill it out and got all sideways in there and got in the water jacket. So I got a buddy of mine that's a welder. He told me he could fix that. That weren't no problem. So I said, how are we going to get that drill bit out? Because he broke the bit off and the easy out in there trying to get it. Yeah. He said, ain't no problem. He said, I can take the torch and pop that right out of there. I said, yeah, but I was
saying, because if the drill bit wasn't broke off, I'd just run some Permatex on a bolt and run it in there and run it.
Yeah,
you break a drill bit off
he
in there.
missed so much. The hole's about a 7/16 or maybe not quite half-inch hole. With waller and come in at different angles. And but my buddy said he could go right there and take the torch and heat that head up and pop a little oxygen right in there, and it would blow that daggone drill and easy out, blow them right apart, and flush them right out of the head. He said that ain't no problem. Said he's got the mess to weld cast iron with. He said, I just weld that hole back up and we'll drill it and wrap it. Good as new. So we'll try that and we'll see. You know. All right. See you later, Terry. Enjoyed you being here,
I
man.
came across a lot of heads that, you know, like people have that they don't have one good head, you know what I mean? Because either they popped, you know, they broke a rod and smashed one head. And back in the day, you know, I've seen people, you know, actually run two different sets of camelbacks, you know what I mean? Two different part numbers. As long as the combustion chamber was the same and the valve size was the same, he's like, what's it matter? But I do, you know, personally, you know, unless I actually CNC'd it myself to make sure there was, I mean, because they came out with what? 52 cc, 58 cc, 62, 64. Unless you're CCing it to make sure, you know, one side of your engine is going to have fucking 10 and a half to 1, you know, the other side is going to have 11.
That's right.
How come one tailpipe sounds
Sean
healthier
said
than
he's
the
got
other
a
one?
set of bare double. Yeah. Yeah, one side of the motor sounds better than the other.
Yeah, listen to
Yeah,
this
Sean
tailpipe.
says he's got a set of bare double humps.
He knows the good shit.
Yeah.
Well, all right, Mr. Mark, I'll jump off here and go take care of some business.
All right, brother. I'm glad you jumped on. You enjoyed it.
Yeah. Well, yep. Everybody in the chat, take care. I'll jump back on here in the chat here in a little bit if you're still on. But everybody have a good night, and we'll check you guys later.
All right, brother. We'll see you later. There's the link right there for anybody else. But hey, Rich, how you doing, man? So, Hippie, so you hadn't had no good luck with the daggum Vortec heads? Oh, we're good, man. We're good. Yeah, I found that local welding shop. They've got some crack checking stuff for cast iron. You clean the heads and spray them with this stuff, and then spray them with some other stuff. And if there's a crack, it'll show it to you. Okay, well, I've got one set I've been messing with. I checked them for cracks, and they come out clean. So I guess I'm kind of blessed to have a set that's in good shape. So, I don't know. But anyway, it's all good. Okay. Yeah, that's what I was telling the boys the other night. When my wife's got a 2017 Tahoe with 80,000 miles on it, and we got to put a camshaft in that thing. I mean, that just sucks. As much as one of them damn vehicles cost. But, I mean, it is what it is. I don't know. Sean, y'all racing this coming weekend? Yeah. Yeah, it does. All three were cracked in the exhaust valves and valve seats. That's crazy. Huh. Oh, me. But anyhow, it's been fun up there tonight anyway. Yeah, they're calling for rain here Saturday. My buddy was talking about wanting to go racing, but it sounds like it's going to be raining. So we probably won't go. Huh. That was probably a pretty decent set of heads. You didn't ever, I mean, I don't know that it would ever be enough difference you would really know it. Maybe if you hung it on a dyno or something, you would see a little bit of difference. But yeah, I hadn't even thought about pin studs in a long time. Till I was looking at that set of heads, I said, Lord have mercy, they got pin studs in them. That is some old school stuff. I forget, they're 933s or 993s. I don't know, just old Chevrolet head. I don't think there's nothing to them. I never have looked them up. But they're both 461s, okay. Damn, hippie, you been busy. Yeah, I don't know what we're going to do, but I reckon we're going to paint Barry's truck all charcoal gray now, being that he's sprayed that blue on there today, and he don't like it. Which I don't like it either. It really don't look very good. It just don't blend with that charcoal gray any at all to me. Ain't nothing wrong with that, a 1320 street car. Especially in a Tri-5, that thing heavy. Yeah, I was thinking trying to fund me a what is it, a Ford Explorer or a Ford Ranger and get the rear, one of them 8.8 rear ends out from under it and put under my S10. Well, it's got to be better than that daggone little old thing that's under that S10, that's for sure. Or 9-inch, I don't know. I got axles and all that for a 9-inch, so I don't know what to do. Got a third member, but a spool. Don't really want to drive a spool on the highway. Yeah, you ought to be driving that thing. And I got a turbo 350 to go behind that 383 to go in it with got a reverse manual valve body, straight cut gears in it, trans brake. It should be a pretty nice piece. Got an Ultra Bell on it. It ought to work all right in that S10, I would think. Maybe so. If I can find a rear end under it, let's stick under it. Oh. Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah, that's why I really don't want to do a spool on the highway. It won't. It leads to the axles up. So and it wouldn't be a daily driver anyway. But I mean, if I was going to take it to the drag strip, I'd put it on the trailer anyway, in case I broke it. I'd have a way to get home. But it would be get a good posi unit and probably be fine. think so heavy? 4,000 stall converter I was going to put behind that motor. No, I don't know. It may give it a whirl. Yeah, it was. Man, I went to 1540 oil, and it sits there in idles right now. Once it gets up to temperature, it'll sit there and idle at 40, 45 pound oil pressure. And you run her up there about 5-6 grand. It's up there around 70. So 1540 it is. You know, I kind of in a way want to pull it down and go back through it and just check everything. But I think, I don't know. Got a 456 year spool, but it's not a toy, not a daily. Yeah, I would think so. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind having some, like 456 would be a little tall, but say 411, somewhere along in there with that S10 with a 28 10.5 tire, it'd be doable. Yeah, I mean, I'm happy with oil pressure now. I don't know. I really don't know why. I mean, maybe the tolerances are off on the cam bearings a little more, because I mean, I did not check that. The main and rods were around 2.5 thousandths. But, I never checked cam bearings. I put new cam bearings in it, but I didn't check clearances. Never even thought about that. So that may be, it may be cam bearing issue. Yeah, I totally agree. I heard about like a loose. I mean, you're going to fill the tolerance and gaps up with oil anyway. It'd be all right. Send it. So, yeah, we can do that. I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna deal with what it is. So I'm gonna run it. And it just blows up, it blows up. I'll build another one. But I've had several people say that they've had issues with them blocks. With the one-piece rear seal. What is it, a 638 block? I can't remember now. Having oil pressure issues. Of course, I heard all this after I built the motor. But anyway, it is what it is. What's happening, JB? How we doing, bro? Everything going good? You and Laura are getting it done tonight? So you did? Well, good job, man. When will it be out? John, so far, them Promax heads, I'm really liking them. From what research I've done, they're a copy of a Brodix that they deleted one water jacket across the bottom. That really, they said, was no good. Didn't do anything anyway, but make the head weak. I really like the heads. They seem like they're pretty nice pieces. I mean, they're not, they're not $3,000 or $4,000 AFR heads, but didn't pay that for them either. So the guy that built it is an idiot. Premiere tomorrow night at 6:30. That's good. So you found some issues with her then. Sean, I like those heads enough. I'd buy another set in a minute. I sure would. If that boy gets me to build that other 383, I'm gonna probably order a set for that. I mean, I don't know, but I mean, they're Chinese heads just like everything else, but they're assembled. Was it in Alabama or somewhere down that way? I'm not sure. Louisiana, I don't know. But they're supposedly assembled in America with all American-made parts. They said that, they told me that mine had, I can't remember, Urson valves or comp valves. I can't remember which. Comp retainers and springs and all that good stuff. And I checked them and everything. The seat pressure on them springs and open pressures were all within 6-7 pounds of each other all the way across the heads. So I'm happy with them. Yeah, I mean they're nice looking heads. They got tall rails on them so that oil don't run out of them bad. Castings look real good on them. ASO, you get a faster engine to keep up with you, JB. ASO, what motor are you going to build now? I know you ain't going back to the LS again. Well, JB, have you got the parts out of that 2-wheel drive transmission to fix your 4-wheel drive? Or do I need to tear a $700 part? Well, let me know if you need something. I got one $700 right here I can tear apart. The second one if I need to. So you're going down there just for the entertainment then, sounds like. Well, you know good and well, JB and Lars, they going to be cutting up and buck. Okay. Okay. So now you're gonna have a rock solid transmission in the Blazer. What did they put? Well, I understand that ASO. Did they put any turbo 350s behind them 2.8s? Or was it all overdrive transmissions? Do you know? Well, that's good, man. I'm glad you found it and you've got the parts to fix it. That's cool. So, but everything behind the 2.8 would have been a manual or a 700R. Okay. Huh. Okay. Well, I'm learning something. Because this little 90, what is that one I got out there? 91 or 93 S10. It was a 5-speed truck. It was a 2.8, but it was a 5-speed truck. I'm with you, Sean. I like a power glide. They're simple to rebuild and simple to make strong. Oh no, hippie there. That's a 60, that was a 60-degree block, they call it. Okay. Yeah, I think the 200 would be a little more accessible. I like the $200. Pretty solid transmission, but for messing around racing, power glide. I mean, I run the 350s, 400s, and glides, and I mean, there's not a nickel's worth of difference in an ET with a turbo 400 or a power glide, one versus the other. There's not. I've tried all that, but the glide's just a little more consistent because you only had one gear change. You know, so that was the good thing about them. And they were cheap to build, easy to build. But shoot, they're getting where they're hard to find now. You can't hardly. Used to be old power glides laying around everywhere. Yeah, Hubie, you're right. Yeah, Hippie, I was looking on Marketplace the other night, and this guy had a couple power glides up there, and they were old, greased up things. I mean, they weren't nothing. They were just like stock power glides. And he was wanting $500 a piece for them things. Nah, I mean, I might have to do that, but First responder put a video, give me. Yeah, you and first responder need to get together, JB. That was pretty good. He got all kinds of stuff in that shop. Yeah. Where's first responder at, JB? Where's he located? Oh, he's in Georgia. Okay. Okay, ASI. Yeah, JB, I went over there, that guy's video you told me to go watch. I went over there and checked that out after I was talking to you a while ago. That guy's pretty cool. He made it plain and clear how he feels about that racing feller. But anyway. So, JV, you do have everything you need as far as you know to put that transmission back together? Hey, dog man, how you doing, buddy? We sitting up here talking about old hot rods and race cars. All right, hippie. We'll talk to you later, buddy. Okay. Well, like I said, JB, I got two of them here. We can rob parts out of it if we need to, if it'll help you. There you go, dog man. You got it covered. Yeah, that's right. Oh, me. Yes, sir. All right, guys. We've been on here an hour and 34 minutes. So about tired of it one night. So I think we're going to see if we can't down and call it a day. Hey, Chuck, how you doing, man? It's going, buddy. It's going. We up here talking about old hot rods and stuff. I know, dog man. It's tough, buddy. I need to leave them things alone. Be a whole lot better off financially anyhow, but let's help. Yeah, well, we were going to slow down, but either way, Chuck, it ain't no big deal. We'll sit up here bull jiving, messing with old JB and his S10s. Enjoyed it too, ASO. I'll see you later, buddy. So, but anyway, guys, I think we're gonna get off of here and call it a day. It's been a long one. So enjoyed it, and we will see y'all next week. Have a good one.